Okay, hopefully you guys can see that now. So yes, as part of the Head Start program, we're going to talk to you about sources. So how you should read them and how reliable they are to the work that you submit. Okay, so I'm going to cover the types of sources that you might come across, how you would evaluate those sources, how to search them in the first place, how to read them effectively, and then a few tips on what you can do to help speed up that process. So here's just an idea of some of the material that you might use in your academic work. They can vary, and the sources of where you can get them from can vary. The majority of these will be available to you in your library or in the library, but a lot of them are also available online. So books, obviously available in libraries. A lot of libraries have e-versions of those books now as well. So whether they be textbooks, reference books, monographs, all that kind of stuff available quite widely, both online and in the library. In terms of journals, now journals are usually written by academics and they are published in various sources. There might be printed versions of those in your library, but you can also get electronic versions of those as well, and I will tell you where you can find those. Websites, whether they be government, company, individual, or organizational websites. You might also have some specialist data that you'll find in terms of maps or results from surveys or other research, statistics, that kind of thing. But you can also get a lot of information from people, whether they be your peers on your course or at your institution, as well as tutors that teach on those courses. But let's think about how reliable that information is. So the information that you are receiving or the information that you are reading can be anything from a social media post to a journal that's been published by a professional body. So you need to think about how reliable the information is that you have used. So this way you can think of radar as an anagram. Excuse me. So does it have relevance? Does it have authority? When was it written? So the dates. How does it look? So how does it appear? That could be things like how it's written structurally, is the grammar correct, that kind of thing. And what was the reason for writing it? Was it in response to something? Was it as a result of some research that was undertaken in a laboratory, for example? Is it a comment on something else? So what was the reason for that piece of writing or that piece of text to be published in the first place? So if you think about radar, it will help give you an understanding of how reliable the source is. When searching for sources, you can use library catalogues, whether they be physical, so in your actual library, or whether they be virtual, so available electronically. Usually you can access those from outside of your physical organization, so from home, etc. But you can also use things like Google and Google Scholar. When searching for these things, make sure you're looking for keywords. So, for an example, I've got here the investigation into the effectiveness of social media and encouraging political engagement. When searching for that, you might look for the words social media. Of course, if you search for social media, you'll get an array of different articles, different posts, different blogs about social media, but not specifically in terms for political engagement. And likewise, if you search for the words political engagement, you might not get the relevant things in relation to the effectiveness of social media. Excuse me. So let's think about how it is we can use these keywords to really find exactly what it is you're looking for and make your searches more effective and more relevant. Think about alternative keywords that you might use. Rather than social media, you might search for a specific platform like Facebook or Twitter. You might search for the words social networking or new technology, for example. Political engagement, civic engagement, political activism, for example. But let's think about the connectors. So this is what's really going to help you to drum down into exactly what it is you're looking for and for you to be able to find what it is you're looking for. Now, most search engines use connectors. So the word "and" will enable you to find articles or find pieces of text, websites, etc., with more than one term in it. So if you search social media and political engagement, the search engine is very, very clever and should find things for you with both of those terms in it, which will really help narrow down what it is you're looking for. I know we mentioned a couple of slides ago how you might find a lot of information on social media and you might find a lot of information on political engagement. But if you're wanting to find the two together, then using that search engine connector can help you find articles or posts or websites with both of those terms in the search. You can use the word or, and that will find something one or the other. It works the same way as and, except it will find something for social media or political engagement in this specific example. If you put your search into quotation marks, so for example, we could put social media in quotation marks, the search engine will look for multiple words and search that as a phrase. So make sure that those words are searched for as a phrase, as opposed to looking for social and looking for media, for example. You are able to use the advanced search as well. So I don't know if anybody's used this before, but if you go onto Google, when you just type in, that's usually called a quick search. If you click on settings and go to advanced search, this is what it looks like. And you're able to find something more specific. So you can find pages with the words in that you're looking for, with an exact phrase. You can look for any of said words, or you can omit any words. If you're looking for numbers, etc., you can put a range in there too. And you can narrow down even further by dates, time, language, even region. So it's a really good resource for you to be able to find things that are relevant to you. As we know, Google is a fantastic resource that scours the internet to find exactly what it is we've searched for. But from an academic perspective, using the advanced search will help you find more reliable data. You can also use Google Scholar. Now, Google Scholar is a way that you can find things like journal articles or published books or published writings, published text from more of an academic perspective. You're able to, again, filter those things down to look for dates, look for relevance. You can look for articles that are published in a certain time frame. So if you know that you want something more up to date because the technology in the last couple of years is different to what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, you can make sure that what you're looking for was only published in the last X amount of years. You can ensure that you are searching by relevance. Now you can search, I've got here Wales, and even in the 3 that are listed on there, you've got Songs of Humpback Wales, the Stock of Wales, and the Catalogue of Living Wales, completely different things. So you're able to use that advanced function listed on the left-hand side there to really make sure that what you're looking for is relevant. The and, the or, and the quotation marks work just as well in Google Scholar as they do in Google too. Now, you've found the perfect piece of text. You know exactly what it is. You know it's relevant and you know you want to use it in your academic writing. This is the part that some people find the most difficult, as a lot of words, a lot to remember and a lot to go through to and understand. You want to make sure that you take advantage of any abstracts. The abstracts is usually a summary of what the text contains. The abstract will give you a flavour or an idea of what the text is. And if you're in any doubt, you can save some time by reading the introduction and reading the conclusion, where they introduce what it is they want to talk about and how they've summarised it at the end. If you've read the abstract, the introduction, and the conclusion, and you feel like that piece of text isn't exactly what it is you were looking for, you're able to move on and find something else without wasting your time reading the whole book or the whole journal article. You really can figure out exactly what it is you need. the technology that we have available to us these days means we don't have to trawl through hundreds and hundreds of pages worth of text in order to find what it is we're looking for. You don't necessarily need to read the whole book. Maybe you can find a specific chapter. You can use Control F and search a specific word or phrase within that text if it's online to be able to find exactly the chapter or the paragraph even that has the most relevance to you. Make sure you do take your time when you're reading. You need to make sure you give yourself enough time to process what it is you're reading. So make sure you pace yourself. There's some tips in these pictures here. So the top picture there, you can see it looks really straightforward, but they're literally using their finger to read the text on the page. It can help draw your attention to what it is you're reading rather than trying to read faster than you're able to process, which I know we're all guilty of. Some people have a ruler or a piece of paper to try and cover the rest of the text so they are concentrating on what it is they're looking at. Or they may have something that is translucent, maybe coloured in some way. In this way, you can see it's pink. So they're only focusing exactly what is underneath that piece of paper or that translucent ruler or whatever it is. The one on the bottom right, you can see that there's 2 red marks down there. If you are skim reading, focusing your eye line down the middle of the page and picking out keywords as you go can help you to find what it is you need to be able to read properly without having to read the whole text. So if you're looking for a specific date or a specific area or a specific phrase, you can use that eye line down the middle of the page to skim exactly what you need until you find that date, phrase, or area. And then you're able to read around it to try and make more sense of what it is exactly saying to you. But by doing that, you're saving yourself a lot of time by not reading the whole text, but still managing to get from the text exactly what it is you need. I just wanted to mention here the Citizens of Change scholarship that we have. So at Leicester, we have 100 scholarships available per year, 50 for UK and EU students, and 50 for international students. What you get is slightly different. If you're an EU and UK student, it's £2,500 per year for the first 3 years of your course. For internationals, it's 50% off your first year tuition fees. Now, this is a fantastic opportunity to celebrate our centenary here at Leicester. 2021 marks 100 years of us being. In order to apply, you can have a look on the website that's listed on the bottom of the slide. But you need to submit a 60-second video. You don't have to be in the video. Answering the question, what do you want to change? What is it about the world, whether that be local, regional, national, or even international? What is it that you would like to change about the world? T's and C's can be listed on our website as well, including closing dates. But once you've created your video, you need to submit it and your student number via email to the email on the screen. If you want to find out a little bit more about us, have a look at our subject case studies. It can really give you an understanding of what it is we do, who it is we are, and what those specific subjects entail. Pop along to one of our open days. We have a few coming up. It's not too late to apply to come and have a look at our campus. You can follow us on all the socials at Uni of Leicester on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. But you can also chat to us as well. So you can chat to us as staff, including myself, academics in certain areas, as well as students that are studying on the courses at the moment. If you go to ali.ac.uk/study/chat, you're able to filter who it is you want to speak to, whether they work or study here, and then filter by faculty too. I'm now open to any questions. If you have any, please do make sure you use the chat function available on this event. Or if you think of something at a later date or a later time, please do utilise that chat function too on our website, which is at ali.ac.uk/chat. Thank you very much, guys.